Welcome back to Munich for the second half of this European Championship final. No changes for either team at half-time, so we are as we were. How will the Soviet Union approach the second half? Their best chance from Belanov came before the break, and it came from pushing players into the box. They're going to have to do more of that in the second half, but on the other side that could create more space for the roaming runs of Hullet and the dangerous forward play of Van Basten. The Soviet Union kick off the second half, but it's the Dutch with the first opportunity. Erwin Koeman, who was very quiet on the left side of midfield in the first half for the Dutch, finds space down that side. He sends a teasing low cross into the penalty area, where it seems Van Basten will have a clear opportunity to score, but the flag goes up against Van Basten. Shortly after, Litovchenko shoots well wide when set up from a free kick about 35 yards out. We know he can hit them, but even for him, that was ambitious. However, that is soon followed up by another free kick to the Soviet Union just outside the box, with Rijkaard taking down Litovchenko as the Kiev player danced his way through tackles. Barry Van Arle earns himself a yellow card for not retreating in the wall quickly enough. The free kick is wasted though, with the shot from Kidiatulin hitting the wall. The ball, though, is back in the box in the next phase of play, and Belanov comically tries to win a penalty by throwing himself to the ground when he had his back to the goal while being shadowed by Van Tichelen. But at least the Soviet Union are occupying the Dutch final third more often now. They're also still trying that long ball over the top, trying to catch out the Dutch defence, but twice there Van Breukelen is able to clear. Then, a rare opening for Zavarov. Litovchenko feeds him the ball where he has found space about 5 yards outside the box on the right side. He turns in field onto his left foot before the Dutch defenders can close him down and gets a shot off near the D of the penalty area, but his curling shot goes past the post. Van Breukelen never seemed worried there. And then, what must be one of the most iconic moments of European Championship football history. From the back, Kidiatulin plays a long ball forward for Zavarov. He has a poor first touch, and Van Tichelen nips in at pace to take advantage and break forward. He crosses the halfway line and has open space in front of him, with Hullet to his right, Muren to his left, and Van Basten peeling to the right up front. The Soviet Union midfield have been caught upfield, anticipating an attack of their own. This is the risk we mentioned they would have to take in the second half. Van Tichelen gets to within 30 yards of the Soviet goal and lays the ball off left to Van Muren, who decides to clip a high ball first time to the back post, perhaps hoping Van Basten can repeat the trick that got them the goal in the first half, with Van Basten's headed cross supplying Hullet. The cross is more looped though and lacking real pace. Van Basten, who can see the trajectory of the ball as he enters the penalty area on the right side, about 12 yards from goal. Rats is covering and probably expecting Van Basten to take the ball down and try to get it under control, as most footballers would do, but Van Basten is not an ordinary footballer. Rats begins to see that the AC Milan forward is winding himself up to hit the ball first time. He instinctively sticks out a leg to block the effort. Van Basten is now about 2 yards inside the penalty box, level with the 6-yard box. He volleys it sweetly first time, and the ball is over Dasayev's head and in the far corner of the net before the incredulous number 1 goalkeeper in the world can react. There's almost a stunned moment of silence all around the ground as those watching realize what has happened. Then the stadium erupts in orange joy. Goal! A goal worthy to win any game. A goal perhaps worthy enough to win the Netherlands their first senior men's competitive trophy. Even some of the Soviet fans cannot help but applaud, and that is understandable. And they can tell their grandchildren that they were here for that goal. But football is not a fairy tale, at least not usually, and the Soviet Union still have about 40 minutes to turn this game around. Plenty of time if they are up for it. And oh my, they do nearly pull one back. They win a free kick out on the right wing. Demienko goes to take it, waiting for teammates to get in the box. In the cross goes to the left side of the penalty area. Hullet and Mikhailichenko jump together and miss it, and Van Arle slices an attempted clearance which puts the ball back towards the penalty spot. Hullet tries to knock it away as he faces his own goal, but can't get a decent connection and only ends up passing the ball into the path of Belanov, who gets a shot away first time under pressure from Van Tiggelen. Van Breukelen is beaten and can only look on as the ball bounces off the post and Rijkaard is able to hack the ball upfield. So unlucky for the Soviets. That is twice now the usually clinical Belanov has failed to hit the target when well placed. A goal then would also have opened this game right up, but it remains 2-0 to the Dutch, and on we play. Oh, penalty! What are the Dutch defence doing? Looks like those nerves we spoke about before are surfacing again. They made a mess of trying to clear the ball before Belanov hit the post, and now a ridiculously miscued clearance by Erwin Koeman at the edge of the penalty area sends the ball back over his head into the danger area. Protasov, without having to leave the ground, is able to head the ball from near the penalty spot towards Mikhailichenko, who he believes is well positioned, but there's too much on the header and the ball is heading out for a goal kick. Van Breukelen sprints out of his goal, thinking he can get to it before Gatsmanov. He dives for the ball at the same time that Gatsmanov tries to keep the ball in, and the Minsk player goes down under the challenge. The French referee, Mr. Vautreau, has no hesitation in blowing his whistle and pointing to the spot. Well, at first glance, that looked much softer than the one he didn't give against Van Breukelen in the first half. Perhaps he feels he's making up for what I feel was an error. Watching replays now, I think it's a soft penalty. Yes, Van Breukelen's challenge is clumsy, but Gatsmanov didn't need any hesitation to go down. Belanov is the man entrusted with the penalty kick. The crowd waits with bated breath. Another opportunity for the Soviet Union to get back in the game. Surely they can't afford to waste this chance. Up steps Belanov. He goes for power to the keeper's right, but Van Breukelen saves it. Can you believe it? He guesses right and it comes back off his knee. Belanov must wish the ground would open up and swallow him. I was wondering if it was a right decision to give the responsibility to Belanov after missing those two good chances. Was his head right in the game? Well, we will never know now. The mistake has been made. The Dutch breathe a great sigh of relief. It has been their luck that the Soviet Union have left their shooting boots at home today. We have reached the hour mark. The Soviets have to keep going. There is still time for that elusive goal, and the Dutch have shown signs of nerves more than once in this game. However, it is the Dutch who are pressing now. Vandenberg cuts in from the right wing. He has time to look up as the Soviet midfielders stand off him. He sees Erwin Koeman stealing into the penalty area unmarked. He sends an across to the penalty spot. Koeman throws himself at the cross and tries to place his header in the far corner, but it flies wide. Shocking defending there from the Soviets. Demienko, Kiryatulin and Litovchenko glaring at each other, but in my book, all of them are to blame. No communication whatsoever. The Dutch come forward now again. Wait for it. Wouter shoots first time from nearly 35 yards out. He connects with it sweetly. It takes a wicked deflection and, goes wide of the post. That could have ended up anywhere. The Soviets look a bit demoralized. They may be feeling that nothing has gone their way today. They still have a game to play though. Here come the Dutch again, almost immediately. Van Basten wins a header halfway inside the Soviet half. Hullet is first to the loose ball and takes it in his stride. Van Basten continues his run to the right. Hullet passes to him on the D of the penalty area. Van Basten, cheekily, backheels the ball where Wouters is waiting to pounce, and he shoots from just right of the D, but he skews it high and wide. The Dutch creating chances at will now. A third goal and you feel that will be game over. Van Basten in the mood now. We had that back heel just a moment ago, and now that's a lovely pullback to take him past Elienkov. On 68 minutes, the Soviet Union, looking for fresh legs, take off Gatsmanov and send on defender Baltacha for the last 20 minutes or so. It looks like the Soviet Union are switching to a back three, with Rats being asked to take a more offensive position on the left wing. Now they're also taking off forward Protasov and sending on the Spartak Moscow midfielder Pasulko. It looks like they're pushing Mikhailichenko up front with Belanov. Now, here comes Ronald Koeman on a rare foray forward. He is a few yards to the left of the D outside the penalty area, and he fancies one of his pile drivers, but his shot sails wide, high into the right. As we reach the 80th minute, the Soviet Union looked like they don't have the legs to mount a comeback. The Dutch look fitter and are faster to the ball. They are content to hold what they have, but you feel there is a third goal there for them if they really want it. Wouters seems to be on a personal mission to outshine Van Basten's earlier wonder goal. He has just tried another volley from outside the box, his third effort I make it this half. But this one also is no threat to Dasayev's goal, bouncing harmlessly wide. The Dutch fans now begin to make themselves heard. They can sense victory. In all honesty, since Balanov's penalty miss, this match has been drifting towards what seems now an inevitable outcome. Vandenberg now trying his luck centrally from about 25 yards out, but Dasayev gets down easily to smother the shot. Oh, here comes Wouters again, this time 25 yards out. He shoots, but it is a daisy cutter, and Dasayev can pick it up as if it were a back pass. A lot of tired legs out there now after what has been an intense 2 weeks of football. In the 85th minute, the Soviets finally muster a shot in anger. It is from Litovchenko centrally, about 25 yards out. There's good power in the shot, and Van Breukelen can only parry it as he dives to his left. The ball falls now kindly for defender Demienko, but instead of going for goal, he angles himself to send the ball back across the 6-yard box, but the ball rolls out on the far side for a goal kick. That somewhat sums up the Soviet Union's second half for me. As the clock ticks towards 90 minutes, the Dutch enter a period of keep ball. There are lots of spaces out there on the field now, and Hullet finds one with a long ball forward to Vandenberg down the left wing, who he evades the challenge from Zavarov and gets to the byline. He looks up, plays a ball to the far side of the 6-yard box, where Rijkaard, of all people, has burst a gut to get on the end of it, but Dasayev comes out to meet him and blocks a shot which deflects out for a corner. That proves to be the last meaningful action of the game, and the referee blows his whistle to confirm a victory we have known was coming for quite some time. The Netherlands have their first senior men's trophy with goals from Hullet in the first half and a wonder strike from Van Basten early in the second half. A goal that I am sure we will see replayed countless times in the years to come. This game from Edo will be about what the Soviet Union didn't do. They didn't concentrate with their marking for Hullet's goal, and they didn't take their chances when they came. The trophy and the city of Munich is orange today, and I'm sure the celebrations will continue long into the night. It finishes here in Munich, the Netherlands 2, the Soviet Union 0.